Minister of Works and also a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. Good morning, Senator. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, audience.
Yes, indeed. Interestingly, over a decade ago, some would consider you one of the biggest critics of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, particularly when you were Minister of Works and it was
Certainly.
I know that in 2019 you joined the APC, but at what point did that change from being a critic of the former governor and now one of his most prominent supporters?
No, thank you for having me once more. You know, when I checked the number of registered voters in Nigeria, I discovered that the Northwest had about 21 million. The Southwest then had about 16 million registered voters. And since Buhari is from the Northwest, and since the person who assisted him to win that election is from the Southwest, I was thinking, is it not possible for the people of Southwest to be compensated for their support for Buhari? And who do I think is the appropriate person who could perform this, this miracle for the Southwest? And I didn't have any doubt that it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I wrote a paper, and I sent it to him. We are not too close at that time. But my interest was for this country, that who do I think could develop this country as we have evidence in Lagos State. Irrespective of our quarrels, he stands to me as somebody who is divine to perform miracle in whatever he handles. So that's it.
And you had this in mind as far back as 2019?
Yes.
Oh, you knew he was going to run then?
No. I believe he's the appropriate person that could lead Nigeria out of this wilderness.
Indeed.
And something was just talking to me that, look, you cannot sit down like this. This man is your friend, or was your friend before. But you have these potentials in him. Why is it not possible for him to know that it is possible for him to be president of Nigeria? He's capable and he's brilliant enough, and he has the credential to be the president of Nigeria. So that was what started my movement, my thinking, my appearances, and to God be the glory. It materialized.
So between 2013 and 2016, you were Minister of Works.
Yes.
At that time, former President Obasanjo was your boss.
Fantastic.
Let's talk about the reaction following his latest endorsement. 3 out of the 4 candidates former President Obasanjo has endorsed since 2007 eventually became president. Are you him in Nota during his pre-campaign consultations?
You have to separate the personality of Obasanjo from the personality of an average Nigerian. He's an individual character who believes in what he believes in and is hardly influenced by anything external. He considers things, he sits on his own, and he takes decisions. And he doesn't care whether you like that decision or not. So people who are commenting on his position or just endorsing any candidate, to my mind, you are wasting your time. You don't need to do so at all, because the man does not even know that you are criticizing him. It's a person like that. Don't bother. Whatever he wants to do, he must have thought about it very thoroughly, and he will stand by it. Whether you are criticizing him or whether you have a different opinion, does not matter to him at all.
But were you expecting him to support Asiwaju?
Yes. But that is his choice. We have 84 million Nigerian registered voters. And everybody would endorse somebody.
I think the number is now over 90 million.
Yes. Somebody will endorse somebody. So why is it strange for Obasanjo to endorse one person? That is natural. And that is his choice. Others should now pick their choice. So we have too many problems in this country to be, distracted by one person's endorsing, this one endorsing. How does one affect an average Nigerian? Endorsement. And so what? Would that translate to food?
But one of the things,
employment for people, education for the poor, food.
One of the things he
security,
has said that he did say in his letter that has now angered your party, because we also read the reaction coming from Garba Shehu, speaking for the presidency, is the allusion to the fact that Nigeria has moved from the frying pan to fire in the last 7.5 years, and the figure of over 100 million Nigerians now experiencing multidimensional poverty. So the conversation has been, how is the APC reacting to the performance of the incumbent president? And how much impact will it have on the chances of your candidate in February?
My own position on this criticism, every administration will be criticized. There is no perfect administration.
Indeed.
Everybody will try their best and hand over to the next person. That is the purpose of democracy. If you are going to solve all the problems, there will be no need for another election. Let us identify the problem. There are problems. There are positive part of it. But there is nobody to deny that we are not in crisis. But what is the solution to those crises? That is what Nigeria want to listen to. If you are going to be lamenting on what has happened, how does someone affect the future of the country? Let researchers now identify the problems and tell us the solutions. Nigerian journalists should pick people who will come to television to tell us solutions, not to lament on what has been happening 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Countries don't develop like that. We are moving fast. Our children want to listen to solutions, not problems, not lamentation. It doesn't create confidence in the citizens of a country. I want to go to the best university. When I finish, I'm in JSS1. What is my future? I'm in SS2. I'm going to do JAM. What are my chances of getting admission? Who is going to fund? Everybody has been to the university before. At the university level, whatever everybody is saying outside doesn't concern you. It's that education that concerns you, and you want to get out of it with flying colors. You want to get fed. You want to get accommodation. You want your teacher to give you the best lecture so that you can be competitive anywhere in the world. That is what a university undergraduate or even a student in secondary school will be thinking about, not about endorsement, not about lamentation.
Yeah, but this endorsement...
What is the future holding for us?
You agree with me, Senator, that this endorsement matters for political parties?
No!
No, it does, because we have seen consultations amongst the top candidates seeking these endorsements. In 2019, in 2015, the same Obasanjo we're talking about.
It is ceremonial.
Solidarity.
We are politicians.
Are you saying it has no impact on the way and manner?
Very little. Very, very little. We have 133 million Nigerians living below poverty. So endorsement matters to them. That is the food they are going to eat. That is the hospital they are going to attend. That is the school their children will attend.
But you agree with me that nobody has emerged president in this country without having majority support of incumbent governors. Some will say that also matters.
It's ceremonial. I'm assuring you. Elections are not won on the pages of newspaper or on television. The majority of voters are inside the houses. They don't even have electricity to listen to television. They cannot read newspapers. How many Nigerians are educated to read newspapers?
So you're saying that a politician who doesn't have the party structure,
yes,
and the endorsement of the past leaders can win?
Because when you are campaigning, the people who you are talking to will not ask you whether somebody has endorsed your candidate. What they will ask you, are we going to have food? Are we going to have the best education? I have 5 children at home that are graduates. How are they going to be employed?
Your position
what is the future? Which primary health care will I attend in my locality when I have malaria?
I get your point, Senator. It will mean that your position would definitely interest a candidate like the Labour Party candidate, who has been accused of not having the party structure. I think you have also even mentioned that his party doesn't have the membership it takes to win an election. Don't you think the opposition will encourage him that, well, if Senator Adesanya is saying this, I mean, perhaps I can win this election as well?
He's a good candidate, no doubt. But he's in a hurry. You don't build that kind of structure to win an election within a year. It doesn't work out. It will perform in certain, constituencies, no doubt at all. But I believe that the future belongs to him. He should carry on and build up for future. He has a future. But, the volume of membership in the rural areas, in non-urban area, is very important. I'm from Ikorodu. I can't imagine a Peter Obi saying that he's going to win one single polling unit. How? Who is there to represent him? Who are his agents? Doesn't he have House of Assembly, House of Rep, Senator? So if you don't have that kind of, is it only you that everybody will vote for, and you don't have a supplementary, candidate that will hold on for you as your representative in the House of Assembly?
Is it possible
the Senate, House of Rep?
Is it possible that you're underestimating the number of new voters who have just registered?
The new voters belong to us too, because they will listen to us. They don't know Peter Obi. That is the tragedy of our own politics. It is not a municipal politics. It's a rural population politics. They don't know him.
Out of some 12 million new voters during the continuous voter registration, I think some 2.7 voters were not accepted. So we're looking at 9 million. And INEC is telling us that some over 7 million out of those 9 millions are voters who have never voted before. They are young voters. You and I don't know who those people are, but we know that they are between the age of 18 and 35. I have heard the APC's reaction to online comments and what appears to be the popularity of some candidates online. Some would say nobody really knows who the 7 million voters are and who they're going to vote for. Is your party not concerned about that?
Look, they will vote, no doubt. The man is not going to score 0. It's going to cost significant number, but definitely it's not going to be enough to give him victory. No. It needs time for so many other people to be convinced, because this youth also, their life depends on some leaders in that community. When the chips are down and elections are over, who are they going to go to? If they're looking for a president, and probably saying they're going to vote Peter Obi. In the community they live, they have leaders they reference. They have leaders they rely on. They can never be isolated because they are not developed enough to get everything they want in the country. They will probably need a leader to support them, whatever they are doing. And if they deviate totally and not follow that leadership, they are alone. They will be isolated. So we need time to develop the minds of our younger people to be independent in developing themselves for the future. So they still rely on many elders in that community who they would listen to. Yes, they have their reservation. They may not like what the leader is saying, but not all of them will say so.
Senator Okule, you don't seem to have much regard for all these endorsements, but let's talk about the G5 governors. The Benue State governor has now seemed to have gone the way of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo. It leaves us with 4 more. We're probably going to hear about that decision tomorrow. Well, was there really a meeting between Asiwaju and the G5 governors? And is
some people APC saying no, some are saying yes. But I'm sure they cannot persuade Asiwaju enough. Asiwaju is a senior politician. So whatever you are saying, you will look at your face and your antecedent. And he will not abandon his own people in your state to favor you. He will injure himself too. Because he doesn't know how sincere you are. If you can fight your party like that to favor me, Okay, what about the people that are in my favor before you? What will I do for them? Can you collapse all your structure to favor them? And the timing is defective. Nominations have closed. Myself, I pity the G5 governors. Look, they will wreck PDP and they will wreck themselves. There will be no winner out of all of them. And it's going to be to the advantage of APC. Why? Under the Electoral Act and Nigerian Constitution, INEC does not recognize any governor in whatever form. They recognize the party. INEC will relate only to the party, not to the governor. So if today IU decides to dissolve all the ESCO of all the governors, dissolve their wards, dissolve their LG ESCO,
and put a
caretaker committee there. Those people who are contesting election under that governor, senators, House of Rep, they will run to the caretaker committee and abandon the governor. Because the governor cannot help them anymore. Because INEC will not listen to the governor again. INEC will listen to the caretaker committee. So what will the governor do? Those people will abandon them. It is inexperience that is making them make so much noise.
Is that the way you think the PDP will go? Should the G5 governors come up tomorrow to support?
If you want to destroy the party, let's destroy it together. And they will all suffer. And I pity them. That will be their end politically. Because nobody is going to trust them again.
It seems you're not counting on this inter-party, inter-party collaboration to favor the APC. The point I'm trying to make is that there are insinuations
with or without them, APC will win. APC is not zero in all those states. No. APC is close to 45–50%. There is no state that you don't have enough, membership, both in APC and PDP. So you cannot claim to say that you are going to control 70%. It's not possible. It's not possible.
But they have to an extent the structures and the finances needed during elections.
If they have the structure on their side, if IU takes over the structure from them, where are they going to fund?
You don't think that as governors, before they can make that move, they would have secured the structure within the states?
No, there will be dissidents. You cannot control.
Because it matters. What matters now is how the people vote. It wouldn't matter who the caretaker committees are. It would matter who has the interest of the people within the respective states.
Who will the candidate, that is Senator, House of Rep, House of Assembly, and the governor? Who is it going to relate to? Is it the governor or the structure of the party? Is INEC going to listen to the governor or the structure of the party? Who is going to produce the list of the agents? It has happened to us before. When we were in PDP, 2 weeks to our election, our leadership changed our agents, changed the structure of the party, ESCO. At the polling unit, 2 people fighting as agents were PDP members. How would we have won? It is the most dangerous thing to do. Don't fight the party. The party is supreme. INEC does not know you. Nigerian Constitution does not know a governor. Nigerian Constitution recognizes the party. And IU is the party.
Interesting days ahead. Senator Ogushare. All right, so let's talk about regional politics, because your opening statement was about the millions of votes from the Northwest and then the Southwest. So there's this narrative about the 30-year jinx. I don't know if you've heard about it, how the Southwest has reportedly shown a track record of not being united in the support of its candidates at some strategic junctures in history. So some have made reference to Awolowo's experience in 1963, MKO Abiola's experience 30 years later in 1993, and now it's another 30 years. Are you comfortable with the regional support your candidate currently garners ahead of this election?
Honestly, we cannot assume it. A Yoruba man is a discerning person. Whether he's educated or not, he knows about politics. He knows the advantages of winning an election. And he can never be, be fooled by whatever we are saying that he has not seen an evidence. A Yoruba person in the Southwest loves education. Even if our mothers, they don't have money, they don't have anything, their pride is in the education of their child. That is what they enjoy in any community.
Indeed.
My child is going to school. My child is a university student. Whatever money you have doesn't matter. If you are not educated in a family, your money is useless because they will look at you as money misroad. So that is what you think and talk to a Yoruba person. Education, commerce. They won't mind, who are you? Have you done it before? What is your track record? Show us evidence. Are we benefiting from it? And they will make reference to Lagos. And whatever form you want to think about it, they will have somebody who has resided in Lagos and who can confirm that Lagos prosperity is here. If you put a bottle of water on the front page of your house, it will sell in Lagos. Anything will sell. There's prosperity here. How was it possible to have that level of prosperity in Lagos State? And they will refer to Ashwagbala Ahmed Tinubu. And the Yoruba man will say, that is correct. I'm from Lagos. I go to buy things in Lukiari. I go to market in Ojota. I go to K2 market. That's why I buy things. Okay, is that the reason why Lagos is like that? No, that is prosperity. So, but you have to tell them, don't assume that they're going to vote for you. The message must be clear and unambiguous.
Let us attempt to put all the stakeholders on the way and see where it shifts. So we know where Afenifere, well, the one in Lagos, because they seem to have been divided now, we know where they stand. We just talked about the former president's letter. We know where he stands. There are also the governors in the Southwest. We don't know where the Oyo State governor is going to go eventually. But if you look at Lagos, for instance, there is your former party, the PDP, is also saying that it's Lagos for Lagos, that it's time for a an air of fresh breath, as it were. When you look at all of these multiplicity of stakeholders, would you say that Asiwaju still has the popularity of support?
Are you talking about Southwest or
in the Southwest? Yes.
There is no doubt. Because all you need to do is to implant in them what he has done. The prosperity he has brought to Lagos. Don't mind people who say Lagos is still the epicenter of commerce in this country. And traders, can you tell a trader in the Southwest that Lagos is not a commercial center? That's where he comes to buy goods on daily basis to sell in the Southwest. That's where his children are going to school. Come and see the influx of children in the Southwest in Lagos State schools. And they are not discriminated against, they are absorbed. Those are the people they will ask questions about, or, Lagos influence is tremendous. And they have already, there are more people from the Southwest in Lagos, particularly East Senatorial districts, right? Then part of West. Central is more like a, 50-50. These are the people that will tell their children when they go to school, when they go home. So you cannot just say Lagos without talking about Southwest. The composition of Lagos will be close to 30% from other people from the Southwest.
And you're not concerned about the growing opposition in Lagos as well?
It is of little effect. The leadership of opposition party in Lagos, I'm a member of APC. I don't worry at all.
How do you mean?
I have been there before. I know what I'm talking about. PDP have lost over 350,000 members in the last 10 years. to my mind, they are very thin on ground.
Apparently, you're one of them.
Of many. When I'm talking about me, we are talking about another 50,000. Because I'm a networker. We build the network from zero Peter. I'm a party. So we are many. And we have all moved. So where they need a lot of time to rebuild. And this is not the time for them to do any. Yes, they will have impact in certain constituencies, no doubt. But it will not be enough to even be 5%.
It would
honestly.
seem that the infighting within the opposition PDP hasn't also helped matters. Do you think the time is too short to have a proper reconciliation?
I'm not a member of their party. Ask them.
Particularly between Atiku and the G5 government.
No. Ask them. I don't pray they should fuse together. I pray they should fight.
You think APC is the biggest beneficiary of this?
No, we are not going to be beneficiary, but we are going to be close to victory. The more they fight, the happier we are.
The more the infighting continues. All right, so we're going to go on a short break. When we return, you talked about the millions of votes in the north. You know, we have seen how the incumbent president has garnered a particular number of votes throughout the 4 times he had contested. But some are saying how much support is actually what you're getting from the presidency. The president himself promised to lead this campaign, but we've only seen him at the inaugural launch. We'll talk about that as well as other matters arising. Don't forget that the phone lines are open. You can also join the conversation using the hashtag ThisMorningTVC on Twitter.
Things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, how you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
That's what we're looking for. Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dissect issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
2023 elections and the matters arising. Senator Adeshaye Ogunlewe is my guest on the show this morning, former Minister of Works and a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. Thank you so much, sir, for staying the course of the program. So earlier we were talking about Lagos and how the Southwest will show support for your party in the coming election. And you were saying that there is no opposition in Lagos. Did I get that quite right? There are some who will a little bit disagree with you if you look at the figures from the last election, that it would seem that the margin has been growing leaner and leaner, particularly when you consider how Lagosians have voted for federal elections at the state. But in this 2023 election, we're going to be seeing a return of the incumbent governor who is asking for yet another 4 years. What is your perception of his performance in the previous years? And will it matter how people decide the next governor of the state?
It is about marketing. In terms of performance, he has a lot to show. But people must know and be convinced that those achievements are real. And they are numerous. You cannot count them. But it requires skill to persuade the Lagosians to vote more. The issue of winning is not the matter at all. But which number of votes can we gather together to support Bola Tinubu? It's not about winning. Winning, to my mind, is not an issue in whatever form. No matter what anybody is saying, if we sit down together and we, okay, list the members of your party who can deliver one single polling booth. And you will list 500,000 from APC, people who have political experience that can win polling units. I am part of them. I know. I was part of them. If you mention a name, units. So I can't see that in any other political party other than APC. The volume of members of APC is too intimidating that you can never defeat them.
Let's take Reverend Dominic's call. He's called in from Alimosho. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Femi. Good morning, Elder Statesman, Dr. Ogulewe. Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
I'm very good, sir.
Long time.
Elder Ogulewe, you're very passionate and a very good politician. Yesterday, I made a statement about politician, Kazim, tried to insult me. And what do I mean by this? Like what Elder has said there. Every time there's a dispensation of election, sir, you see our people, politicians, going to Niger State to go to meet, to stop a man who have governed this nation 25 years ago and went to rest. IBP have behaved well. Like what Femi was saying, 80% endorsement doesn't make sense. Why is it every cycle of the year? You see our politicians going to a man who is almost 80, who have done his best and went to retirement, we still go to him. What does he brought to the table? And this is a kind of average politician I'm talking about. But this is my question, sir. Sir, you have done well about the letter of Olusegun Obasanjo, but I was privileged to listen to him about that letter. What Obasanjo wants to do about that letter, he told us privately, is that the war has ended about 50 years ago. But the war of understanding, the war of unity, the Biafran war is still on. That we need somebody from the southeast, not only from the southeast, just anybody, an intelligent man, a man who is younger, who could not govern Nigeria, and it becomes the end of the war, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. Dr. Gunda was a very statesman. You said to all the that. Is it fair? Is it equitable? Is it justifiable that for over 50 years, a man from Southeast cannot govern Nigeria? And that was Obasanjo's main point of leader. But people don't want to understand it. That is to heal Nigeria wound for civil war, which he facilitated. He told us that his car is on his body and his son's body. That the man from Southeast must become a president, not just anybody, but young, agile for Nigeria today. Edda, what do you think about justice and fairness our logo has? If we have a man, I don't know where I belong to again. I fought for Buhari, and APC is where I belong to in vote. But I don't know where to vote the next month because of what I'm trying to say. I come from Southeast, and if we fought for APC, while we're fighting there that we have a man after the North, it will come to South or Southeast. But what is fair today? What is equitable today? You can answer a question. You're an elder man, sir. Good morning. God bless you.
All right. You heard the clergyman, right?
I know him very well.
Yes, and you understand his position about regional politics and how perhaps a presidency from the Southeast is going to emotionally put an end to all of this infightings. What are your thoughts about it?
I am a lover of the Southeast people. There is no doubt at all. Even in the politics of Lagos State, I am one person who midwife them to the position they are in our structure. But they are never united. I know them thoroughly. How can a Soludo, who is a governor, say what he's saying about Peter Obi from his own state? Ato Eze, how can he be saying things against people from the Southeast? Do they need to be united and have a singular vehicle to make sure that they speak with one voice? Why are you allowing other people to benefit from your division? So they need to work on it. It is a very good assumption that we must look at the Southeast. But the Southeast must be prepared to provide a united front to fight their battle. The more they are divided, the more other people will benefit from it.
Well, it's the same intricacies and complexity that we discussed earlier about inter-party collaboration, because even within the Southeast, so there are governors that belong to the PDP, there are governors that belong to the APC. Do you expect that they could have collapsed the political structure to advance regional politics?
Look at the Southwest at a point when we had AG. Everybody won the platform, election in the Southwest on the platform of AG. I believe that was why they started ABGA. But they didn't support ABGA totally. So if you look at the Southeast itself, how many of their governors have the Labour Party?
Let me kind of hold that thought, Senator. Joshua has called in from Irewolide. Good morning, Joshua.
Good morning. And Happy New Year to you. I also greet the ex-minister for works. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, for me, I will speak first. I will start on a positive note that Tinubu's presidency is a Nigerian project for me. The reason why I'm standing behind the man is not that he doesn't have issues like all Nigerians, but I think that we are having a candidate that represents the Nigerian project, that is speaking to the Nigerian project. And the little I know, coming from the accounting sector, is that this is a man who can interpret figures. Nigeria needs an intelligent man at this time who can read reports, who can interpret figures. And we also need a human being to govern Nigeria. This man, for me, is detribalized and is good at his work in terms of politics. Now, for Obasanjo's endorsement, we are talking too much about it. Wike just revealed that Obasanjo knelt down for his vice to get a second term. That kind of a person is not a leader for me. And it is time for Nigerians to realize that we should not allow ourselves to be used by these past leaders. Obasanjo has no opinion about Nigeria. Obasanjo was a former leader. He has a scorecard. He has a record of performance that has put Nigeria where it is today. Who is he endorsing? 16 billion for power, and we were in darkness throughout. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, they paid for it, and they didn't execute that project. I mean, these things are scorecards for him as a leader that he should be talking about, not giving us an opinion. Nigeria is not an opinion. They should just stop working on the psyche of people, because most of the people are not.
I believe you made your point, Joshua. That's your time. Thank you so much for your contribution. I'm not sure you completely agree with him about his position on Obasanjo, because I had read somewhere that you were even one of those people who asked the former president to seek a third time.
Yes.
So you probably wouldn't agree with him.
Well, definitely. He spoke about Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. Let me tell you, at the federal level, there's no way you can divert money, because the National Assembly will be on your back and they will expose you.
But why would you want Obasanjo to go a third time?
Number two, no, I did not agree with him at all.
Okay.
Because he said he was not interested too. Okay. So how could we agree with somebody who said he was not interested? So there was no diversion. It was given to as a private.
Mohammed has called in from Abuja. Good morning, Mohammed.
Good morning, Uncle Yori. Sorry. What is that your name again?
My name is Nifemi Mohammed.
Sir?
Nifemi.
Okay. Good morning.
Love me.
The elder statesman.
Thank you.
I'm greeting the elder statesman there.
Thank you.
And I'm totally agree with his views. Nobody is against the Southeast. The Southeast is ripe to produce a president, but not now. Now it's too late for them, because they miss it from the beginning. No matter what support they get now, you can see the North. The North is quiet. Nobody is talking in the North. And that is our politics. Nobody is talking in the North. All the governors in the north, even including the PDP governors, nobody is talking. We are all quiet. We are just watching. The fight now is between southwest, southeast, and south-south. So we are just watching. When it is time, we will now prove it in the ballot paper, in the ballot box. So the southeast should wait now. Let the man that is working now continue to work. Let him reach everywhere, all the crannies. The way Tinubu did, Tinubu spent over 40 years, reaching all the knocks and crannies all over Nigeria. The southeast, the south-south, the southwest, the northeast, the northwest, the north central. Nobody has not had a blessing of Tinubu. As if nobody. Tinubu is nobody. He left government for over 10 years, but nobody will tell you that the big men, the big politicians, all of them, they had a blessing of one way or the other of Tinubu. Tell me anybody that will come out and say he had a blessing of Peter Obi. Who is Peter Obi? Now, let him work now. Then later on, he can now come up with his own plan, but we are just watching.
I believe you made your point, Mohammed from Abuja. Thank you so much for your contribution. Recall that the earlier caller, Joshua, had mentioned about the mental capacity of your candidate. You were on the delegation of Ashiwaju to Chatham House,
No,
right?
no.
Oh, you weren't. I thought that was wrongly postulated. But there's a lot of misinterpretation of your candidate in the media as regards his credentials, his personality. Some have talked about his name. Some have made reference to his speeches, his coherence and things like that. How would you say you probably should know him more than us?
Yeah.
What do you say to Nigerians as regards some of these reactions that you've seen online?
You see, a president is not an all-purpose professional. It's not a doctor, it's not an engineer, it's not an economist, it's not this. It's a person who can aggregate opinions and take informed, decision that will benefit the country. And that is his character. He can listen, he can read very well, very, very well overnight. He's very, very reasonable, no matter how I have been his detractor. So nobody has criticized him half of what I have done. But he's too capable to be detracted. There is nothing you can say that will take away the capacity of Bola Tinubu. It's pan-Nigerian opinion. It's discerning thinking. He's not a parochial thinker. He doesn't love you because of who you are. It's what you can contribute. If you're a brilliant person and you can add value to what he's thinking about, he's going to be your friend and he will listen. And that is the hallmark of a president. And the team is going to establish is very, very important. No sentiment at all. Appropriate, capable hand for capable responsibility. And then it will just be aggregating and then be taking decision. So it's an excellent person. Nigeria will move forward too fast for what we can imagine. It's from personal experience.
From Abuja. Let's hear Ola out. Good morning, Ola.
Hello. Good morning, Nifemi.
Good morning.
Yes, and I greet the head of statement there too.
Thank you.
My name is Ola. I'm calling from Abuja. Now, I think I'm going to disagree with the head of statement there on his on many of the things he said about Ashiwaju Bola Tinubu. Fine. As a Yoruba man, I will admit to the fact that in terms of capability, experience, Bola Tinubu has, he has it. Nobody can actually dispose it. But my grouse is about, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, Ola.
Yes, my grouse is about, asking the presidency to come to the Southwest. I'm a full-fledged Yoruba man, even though I'm based in Abuja presently. But, asking that a Yoruba person to become the president at this point in time, I think is an anathema to the principle of justice. In the last 23 years of our political dispensation, the Southwest has had a share of 15 years, 8 years as a president, and also 7 years as a VP. Asking that asking the president to come to that part of the country at this point in time, I don't think is based on justice. That's one of the things I have against Tinubu's presidency. So, additionally, I want to agree with the last caller. I want to say about the South-East, mixing it. Let me use that word. What I think they can do at this point in time, and I'm being very, very sincere with you, is for the South-East to kill behind Atiku Abubakar from the North. I'm not being political, I'm just saying it as it is, because if they don't do it, it means for South-East to have a shot at the presidency, it will be until 2041. Underline 2041, because if Tinubu, for instance, wins the election, it means the South will have 8 years, as their own turn, before the presidency go back to the North. Before it come back to the South-East, it will take another 15 years. So I wanted to just ponder on that.
I believe you made your point, Ola.
Atiku is...
Thank you for your contribution from Abuja. You're saying the only way for the Southeast is to go Atiku's way.
Well, that is endorsement. It's just like an Obasanjo endorsing Peter Obi. So that is his choice. But our own choice is the critical position of Nigeria today. How do we salvage this country? It's not a personality contest anymore. Who understands the politics of Nigeria enough? Let me give you an example. Look at how skillful this man, the Bola Tinubu, is to be able in this country to put the best professor as vice president and Bajabi Amila as speaker. And they performed as if they did not belong to the Southwest. You could see, I have been there at the National Assembly before. I know the sentiment of some areas in Nigeria. Unless you are a good person, you cannot lead them easily. Unless the skill, the intelligence, and the patience of a Bajabi Amila person. How many speakers had the same support from every part of Nigeria like him? So it is the skill you possess to develop a nation that we need now. Yes, ethnic personality is there, but, well, we are on it again. Who do you think is best for this job?
All right. Dikin Onora has called in from Lagos. Good morning, Dikin. You have just 1 minute.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I am calling from Argentina. I want to suggest and say something about what is happening. I know Yoruba men and their respect towards their elders, because since I joined a political party in Lagos since 1999 now, from AD to AC, ACN to AP, I know them as the people that respect their elders. But I don't know what goes wrong now. If an elder says something that is not common to what their thoughts is, another character I know them of. Like Senator knows me by person. I know him from PDP to APC now. We have held meetings, but we have respect to elders. But you do, I don't know why. Some talks, because somebody endorsed to be, their friend endorsed to be a talk to an elder. Talks start flying up and down. Babasanjo, talks start flying up and down. Who will they respect? Is it because of election? Let us hold our respect, them, and let us hold them high esteem as I know them.
We get your point, Dikin. Thank you so much for your contribution. Talking about holding elders in high esteem. We have to go in a short, we have just a few more minutes. Are you concerned about the absence of the president leading the APC campaign, or like what is promised?
You know, we know the character of leadership in Nigeria. Buhari will never deceive you. If he doesn't like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he will say so. There's nothing you can do for him. But once he said, I am going to support him, it's not a character that you can just think he's just going to talk like that. And I've asked some people, you are the existing president. You want an opposition to take over from you, and you will be comfortable in this country. So I don't think he has a choice. For his legacy to continue, for his project to continue, it's better for him to stand by Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
He's also promised to bequeath the legacy of a free and fair election. We've seen what is done with the electoral act.
Yes, it will be fair and fair. Bola Tinubu will win.
So the only support he can give to Bola Tinubu is campaign for him.
He will campaign. He will campaign at the appropriate time. I don't have any doubt. Look, Obasanjo's case, please, no matter how much you talk about Obasanjo, you are wasting time. The man has moved on. Leave him alone. You cannot change him. You cannot influence him. He doesn't even bother. He has said his own. The more you criticize, the more you talk, he will just look at you as ignorant. I have said my own. That is his own position. And that is in his character. Don't bother. He has made up his mind. He has made up his mind. You cannot, there is nothing you say that will affect him. No, 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 no.
Senator Adesheye Ogolewe, former Minister of Works, Chief in APC, it's been an exciting conversation with you.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. Well, that's our show. Thanks for being a part of it. I'll be back tomorrow, God willing, with another exciting one. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Bye for now.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Introducing the new Pressure King Pro from ShopX TV. The amazing 14-in-1 digital pressure cooker that saves you time and money. Want to cook proper meals but can hardly find the time? We all have busy schedules, but hurried lifestyles means meals on the run, maybe even whole weeks with too much processed or fast foods. The amazing ShopX 14-in-1 digital pressure cooker cooks up to 90% faster than conventional appliances. And because it cooks so much faster, you're not just saving time, but saving money too. Cooking up could use up to
meals for my family in minutes. I love my Pressure King Pro. It's a life-changing product that has saved me so much time. My favorite thing about it is so easy, it's quick, the food that comes out of it, delicious, and it feeds the entire family. My mother-in-law can't believe how good my food tastes.
You could be paying over 350,000 naira for a complicated collection of cookware that takes time to cook and also takes up so much space on your countertop. But for a limited time only, call the number on your screen now and get the multi-function Pressure King Pro for just 94,950 naira. But wait, that's not all. Call now and we will deliver the ShopX Pressure King Pro straight to your door with no delivery charge. So call now while stocks last. The preceding was a paid presentation by ShopX TV.
The TVC News at 7 and the TVC News at 10 are not like any other news broadcast.
It's the big news hour, the hour for the big breaking stories.
Innovative, revealing, and groundbreaking happenings in the world of brands and brand builders in Nigeria and across the globe. Mingle with people and brands that make the cut and the personalities that keep reinventing the trends and traditions in the marketing world. All are exciting one-stop shop for marketing vibes. Marketing Edge on TV. You are always right on time with the right people and movers and shakers of the world of marketing as they share their views and ideas on the business and challenges of advertising, corporate affairs, media strategy, and the unfolding exciting world of digital marketing. Join the trendsetters and key decision makers as they shape opinions and project into the future of the marketing landscape for 30 exhilarating minutes on this channel. Stay ahead, be thrilled to beat, be marketing savvy with Marketing Edge on TV. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us on the news this hour. We begin in Kano, where the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu arrived the state ahead of the party's presidential rally. Bola Tinubu, in company of governors of Kano, Jigawa and Zamfara states, has since begun stakeholders' engagements. TVC News correspondent Ibrahim Isa reports on the pre-rally activities embarked upon by the APC candidate.
In Kano, the All Progressives Congress APC Bola's first assignment is a meeting with Muslim leaders from the Northwest. Kano, as they say, is a swing state. The APC presidential candidate believes the ulamas are very pivotal in the society.
Without your guidance and counsel, the nation cannot attain the place that Allah has set for all.
For Bola Tinubu, the Islamic clerics are more than teachers, and the electorate more than students and listeners, who are key in the electoral process.
I urge you all to continue to pray and help guide us towards having a nation we all desire.
Senator Kabir Gaya and other supporters of the APC, who are in company of the presidential candidate, share the same sentiment with their leader, Bola Tinubu.
You can see the gathering here. Who is who as ulamas in Kano are here, and who is who as ulamas even in some states in the Northwest are here.
Ulamas are important stakeholders in any society because they swing votes. They have a lot of followers.
Most of the people that recite Quran and most of these al-Majris, they are all reciting in Kano. And that's why it's good for us to invite our national leader to come here and address them, to show them the importance of this people.
Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, who spoke in the Hausa dialect, expressed delight at Bola Tinubu's visit and assured him of more support from many other key stakeholders. The All Progressives Congress presidential candidate's next point of call was the Kano Government House, where he inaugurated an empowerment program initiated by APC House of Representatives candidate for Dawakin Topa Rimangado constituency, Abba Ganduje, where 70 youth were given kiosks, point of sale machines, and startup capitals. He then paid a courtesy visit to the Emir of Kano, Amina Ado Bayero, at his palace. The All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate would continue to engage key stakeholders ahead of tomorrow's presidential rally in Kano State. Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Kano.
Our vice presidential candidate of the APC, Senator Kashim Shettima, has assured that the Tinubu-Shettima presidency will place premium on tackling all forms of insecurity in the Northwest if elected. Senator Shettima gave this assurance when he paid a courtesy visit to the Emir of Zazzau, His Royal Highness Nuhu Bamal in Zaria. He added that they will also ensure jobs are created for the growing youth population and make sure the AKK pipeline is completed. The Emir appreciated the efforts of the federal government in addressing security concerns, but called for improved measures across northwestern states.
a yanzu a Kaduna, a Katsina, a Zamfara, a Sokoto, a Niger da kuma Plateau. Bisa billahi a Borno da Yobe da Adamawa an samu sauki. Alhamdulillah al'ummar mu su koma garuruwansu suna harkokinsu suna nomansu. Sun yi constitution kashi kusan 65. In ba su samu abin yi ba, ba za a taba samu ingantaccen zaman lafiya ba.
Still talking politics, the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council in Zamfara says the recent endorsement of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi by former President Olusegun Obasanjo is not a threat to its quest for victory. Coordinator of the APC-PCC in Zamfara, Senator Kabiru Marafa, says the party has put in place strategies to win next month's presidential election. Theophilus Darifai reports.
It is less than 2 months to the 2023 general election, which Nigerians will vote in the next president who will succeed President Muhammadu Buhari in office come May 2029. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo had a few days ago endorsed the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi ahead of next month's presidential election. But the APC Presidential Campaign Council says the endorsement means nothing to its quest for victory, as it has put in place strategies to win the election. Speaking to TVC News in Gusau, coordinator of the Ashwaju Shatima Campaign Council in Zamfara and a two-term Senator Kabiru Marafa says the party is optimistic of a landslide victory.
His endorsement doesn't mean anything to the APC as far as the North is concerned, or to limit it to my own zone. As far as the Northwest is concerned, it doesn't mean anything, nothing. It will not change anything. We're going to take maybe more than 90% of the Northwest. I think I'm not exaggerating. So his endorsement might mean something to Peter Obi somewhere, but definitely not in the Northwest. Northwest is the home of APC.
In a related development, the APC Presidential Campaign Council has distributed assorted food items to non-indigenous and the Christian community in Zamfara. The gesture, according to the Campaign Council, is to extend hands of love to the Christian community.